Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jacqueline Marie, and in today's video we're going to do the third video of the fall decorating series of 2025. We already decorated the kitchen and also the porch. So today it's time to decorate the foyer and also the drop-off zone, where I have a beautiful shelf and some built-ins in the drop-off area. So I cannot wait to see how it's going to turn out. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is my foyer. It's very cozy. It's kind of like a rectangular area. I already removed everything from the counter here, and I already cleaned all the counters and the stairway and everything. So on the floor, everything is very nice and clean to receive the fall and to start decorating. And I pull some of my bins with some florals and some decor to see what I'm going to pick. I haven't decided what I'm going to put in here, but we'll take it as it goes. So let's see how it turns out. All right, and then after that, we finish this, we're going to do the mudroom. So let's go ahead and start decorating the foyer. So I'm going to use this beautiful vase that is in black. It's a Pottery Barn dupe, but I got it a few years ago at TJ Maxx. And I cannot believe it was on sale. I got it for only $20, so it's very beautiful. It's very chunky, and I think it looks great. And it makes a lot of big statement when people come into the foyer. So I'm going to put it here, and then I'm going to start looking in my bin to see what flowers I'm going to put to make the arrangement. So let's go ahead and look at that. I have this beautiful eucalyptus. I think I got it at Michael's a few years ago. It has some green, because still a little bit green, especially here in Florida, that we don't get that much fall foliage as when we live in Massachusetts before. But it has the little yellowish, brownish. So I'm going to bring that kind of tone, very soft tone. So I'm going to start using these two, and we're going to play around. It takes a little bit of time to get the right arrangement, so you have to tweak it a lot. So let's go ahead and start with this to see how it looks. I think this is too high, so I'm going to tweak it a little bit. There, I think this is perfect height. So I think it looks pretty nice so far. I bought these beautiful flowers at Hobby Lobby a few weeks ago, and I think they look stunning. They're very big sunflowers, and I love that rusty color with the beige, and I think it's going to look very pretty. I bought two of them, so I have to see how it looks with this arrangement. If I don't use him in the foyer, I might use this in the living room or perhaps the dining room to decorate. So let's try here in the foyer first. I also bought this one that has like the deep green with kind of like the rusty maroon color. So I think these two together are going to look very, very pretty together with the eucalyptus, because the leaves of the eucalyptus bring the tones in these flowers too. So let's go and play around to see how it looks. I lost a leaf. Alright, so I think before I put these, I'm going to try to put some little flowers in here, so to kind of fill it up in here. So let me see what I can find in my bin. I have these little flowers also that I got at Michael's like 2 years ago back in Massachusetts. So I'm going to try this one. So I'm going to separate it a little bit to kind of expand it, and then I'm going to put it here to see how it looks. I'm going to put one here and one in the other side. I think it's looking pretty good so far. So let's see these ones. I'm going to tuck this one kind of in the center. So let's see, let's try the height to see. Perfect. All right. And then these ones, we're going to put it towards this side. I think I might have to add some greenery, like regular green, to kind of fill it up. So I might use some fern from the previous arrangement that I had. Let's see if I can tuck this one in. This one is kind of big. Wow, it looks beautiful. This box has a small opening, so it's hard to put things. I'm gonna have to remove some of the leaves. Let me remove this leaf from here. There, yeah, I think it needs some greenery. So I'm going to go and get the ferns that I have from the previous arrangement and tuck it in. But I think it's still starting to look very nice. I'm going to use this fern. They're very delicate, so I'm going to tuck it in between them to kind of fill it more. I feel that it needs more greenery around. So I think these are very nice, and these ones are from IKEA, believe it or not. They look beautiful. So let's go ahead and start doing that to see how it looks. I have these other picks in here from Michael's. I think I'm going to bring this one somewhere here to add some more texture. Maybe perhaps here. I think we're done. What do you think? I think it looks beautiful. I love the color combination. So I want that this flower arrangement is the focal point. So I'm going to add very minimal things in here. So when people come from the door, the eye draws into the flower arrangement, not all the knickknacks all over. So I'm going to keep it very simple and delicate. So I'm going to put maybe 2 pumpkins in here, complementing the colors of the flower arrangement. So let me see what I can find. So I found these 2 pumpkins. I think this pumpkin I got it at the Christmas tree shops back in Massachusetts. I'm not sure, I think it was from there. And this one I think is from Home Goods. I'm not very sure, but I think it was, because I think I got it like 2 years ago. So I think these 2 colors complement very nicely with the flower arrangement. So I'm going to lay them right here next to the flower arrangement. So in this side, this is very, very high. So in this side, it is unbalanced. I cannot put something that low because it might look, I think, a little bit awkward. So I'm going to play with some heights in here. And I think I have a set of 3 candlesticks. There are different heights that I got on Amazon a few years ago. And also I got these beautiful candles from IKEA that matches tones of all the floral arrangement and the pumpkin. So let's go ahead and get the candlesticks and set them up to see how they look. So these are the candlesticks from Amazon. I got them a few years ago. I think it looks very cute. I think I'm going to add an extra pumpkin in here in ceramic to kind of bring a different texture. This cute pumpkin is from the Dollar Tree store back in Massachusetts. So I think it looks very cute. So let's go ahead and take an overview on how everything looks. This velvet ribbon, I got it at Amazon and I use it in my kitchen. So if you watch already my kitchen decorate with me video, you'll see how I use it in the kitchen also. So I'm going to cut a few pieces of this ribbon and wrap it around this candlestick to kind of like drape them around to see how they look. Let's take a look. Now let's take a look to see how it looks. I really like the ribbon wrap around the candlesticks. What do you think? And now that the foyer is all decorated, we're going to move to the drop some mudroom area to continue decorating. This area here is already clean and I removed all the previous decor. So now I'm looking forward to seeing how the fall colors are going to contrast with this paint color that is a bluish gray color from Benjamin Moore called Nimbus Gray. This morning I went to Walmart. I ended up in the home decor section and I saw this super cute little garland. Nothing fancy, but it totally caught my eye. I love the colors, so I thought that it was perfect to put on top of this shelf. This garland is very lightweight, so I'm going to use a small piece of tape to secure it to the shelf. I decided to layer the second garland on top of the one that I already put in. Now that the garland is up, I'm really liking the fall color tones of this garland against the beautiful blue-gray walls. What do you think? To decorate the shelf, I'm going to use this antique picture that I got in Massachusetts and I'll fill it up with some plastic bags to be able to put some of the florals. I'm going to use these pumpkins and florals that I got at Michael's a few years ago. Next to the larger picture, I'm adding this small picture with these flowers that are from Hobby Lobby and Michael's. I found the small picture at an antique shop in Rhode Island. This is how it turned out. I love the contrast of the blue walls with the blue pictures, again, these beautiful flowers. Next, I'm going to add a small pumpkin next to the two pictures, and in the middle of the shelf, I'm going to add this sign. Moving to the other corner, I'm going to use this tin container and I'm going to add these beautiful flowers from Hobby Lobby and Michaels. On one of the hooks, I'm going to hang a beautiful wicker basket from Michaels and these beautiful florals that I think they're either from Michaels or Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure. I bought it a few years ago. I'm going to use the same velvet ribbon and wrap it around this basket. And to finish the decor, I'm adding this decorative pillow that is from IKEA. Now that we finished decorating, I'm taking you inside so you can see the cute pumpkins that I got at Walmart this morning. And then we're going to go inside again and take a quick tour of all the areas that we decorated. So let's go ahead. My friends, this is it for now. Thank you so much for joining me today to decorate my home. And if you enjoyed the video and found a lot of inspiration, please take some time to subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. I'm Jacqueline Marie, and this is the Sea Green Coastal Cottage. See you in the next video.